let's get right into it. You guys reached the mountaintop last year. You brought the state title home last season. So what is the motivation for the squad this season? I know it's people talk about maybe complacency or if you want to call it a sophomore slump, whatever the case might be. What's the motivation for you guys this season?
Really, last year we were a pretty senior led team. So, my senior class, like my class, taking in all the knowledge that they gave us, we're really just trying to, use that to help, all the underclassmen bring them up together. And, we're all just really, really motivated to stay on that mountaintop, as he said, because our coaches have been, constantly reminding us that everyone's coming after us and everything like that. So we're trying to keep our title, and we're really just motivated to get better for ourselves and keep the tradition going at our school.
Now, for you personally, as a senior and as a leader on that team, and we ask this a lot of the seniors, what is the tone that you want to set this season? Again, just personally, what tone do you want to set for the team this season?
Um, really, it's not really a specific personal tone that
Mhm.
I want to set, but it's really to keep our school's culture, specifically on the defense, going. Last year, like if you watch our team, our defense, we're all swarming to the
Yep.
ball every play. Um, all 11 guys hunting on the ball. That's pretty much the entire message that our coaches send us, and obviously the scheme plan is really good, but and all the X's and O's. But the main part of our defense is just the heart that we play with. So I feel like that's something I pride myself on. So I'm just trying to spread that to all my teammates and trying to keep that as the tone for our defense coming this year.
Now let's not mince words here. Like at St. Ed's, as with a lot of schools in this area, anything less than a state title is almost a failure. Not almost, it is anything less than a state title. So what does it mean to you because you guys brought that home? What does it mean to be able to live up to the expectations that come with playing at St. Ed's?
So for me, I've been um I've been an Eds fan since literally since out of the womb. My brother, my dad, I have 9 cousins who went there, I believe. I've been to like every game for the past like probably 7 years or so. So it's always been like that green and gold blood in me ever since I was younger. So for me it's a really special thing to be able to live up to that St. Ed's thing, like way of playing. And for me, it's really just like a personal thing where I really put like my heart, my blood, sweat, and tears into it. And then as a senior now, I'm trying to lead others to do that. So it's really just a personal like almost vendetta to keep that tradition going.
Um, Michael Kilbane from the St. Edward Eagles is our guest. So to piggyback on that, Michael, what does it? I guess can you talk about the St. Ed's family and what their support of you guys, what that means to you as a player?
For me, it's really just a big piece of my development because I know my coaches, they'll coach with love, whether it be hard, like really hard coaching where they're yelling at us a lot,
Mhm.
or if it's like saying patting on the back, like telling us good job or whatever. We all know they're doing that out of love and trying to develop us as players and people. So we know that our coaches always have our backs. So really just that coaching philosophy and the culture that they bring to St. Edwards is really just something that helps all of our players strive to be better for themselves and for the team.
Speaking of coaching, talk about Coach Lombardo and what he's meant to your growth as a player and even as a person there at St. Ed's.
Coach Lombardo, he is probably one of the most accountable people I've ever met.
Mm.
And he really preaches that culture better than anyone I've ever met, I would say, because he's all about building team bonding. And like I said before, the X's and O's are important, but the culture that he brings to St. Ed's is just it's unbelievable. It like it the feeling that we get from like being as a family of players and whatever, like we just feel so like involved in that culture, and Coach Lombardo is really just like the highest part of it. He brings that accountability, brings all things together for us. So I think he's just a great guy.
Now you have committed to Northwestern. What was it about Northwestern that made you say, this is home for me. This is where I want to be? Because obviously you took many visits. What was it about Northwestern that said, okay, this is where I want to be. This is home. I feel like comfortable here, and I want to go here.
There's really many factors that played into it. For me, I just thought it was like the best combination of football, school, like location, um, players, like Big Ten football. I
Mhm.
thought it was just like the biggest and best combination of everything. Because obviously, my favorite conference growing up was the Big Ten. Growing
Right.
up in the Midwest, and it being the number 9 school in the nation is just like you can't beat it. But the main thing for me that made like just stood out to me the most was honestly the people there were just like unbelievable. Coach Fitzgerald and my position coach, Coach Juan, um, were they're just like so down to earth. They've been there for 15, 16, 17 years. So you know that they're going to be there. They're not going to just be hopping around to teams. So like you got stability in that group. And then the players there, when I took my official visit, I just fit in so well with them. I feel like they just were very, very driven on and off the field. So that's just felt like a good group of guys that I want to be around.
Now, to again to piggyback off of that a little bit, you Northwestern obviously you're in a Power Five conference. How much of a factor was that? Just that alone, that you're going to be playing in a Power Five conference at Northwestern, you're going to be going up against the Ohio States, going to be against the Michigans. How much of a factor was that in your decision?
It definitely was a factor because Big Ten football is like something I've always idolized as a kid growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely like got like the little kid in me really happy when I like was had the opportunity to go there, be in a Big Ten school. Um, but really that wasn't I wouldn't call one like a deciding factor because obviously the people and like the other things that the school brings was just like that was the main thing that got it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But the Big Ten conference is just like that's definitely a factor that I considered when going there. It's definitely something really cool to me.
Now, has the Northwestern coaching staff, have they given you any kind of solid idea of how they want to use you once you're up there in Evanston?
The way that I kind of taken it, they've given me like it seems like a very, very similar role as to what I'm doing now.
Okay.
Um so my base will be I think out of a 5 that they're telling me. Obviously, we don't know like as I grow, like maybe I grow into a D tackle or maybe I stay in that DN build. But as of now, what they are really telling me is that I'm going to be playing base out of a 5 technique on the edge, but then I could also switch up to a 3. So just like a very versatile D line piece is how they see me in the future.
I like it. I like it. Michael Kilbane from the San Diego Eagles is our guest. Um, so, Michael, give us a perspective. High school football, like college football, is a lot about rivalry. So, give us a perspective from your side as a player who's living it of the Holy War and how important that game is to San Ed's family.
Like I said, I've been to every Eds game for the past like 7 years or so, at least all the home ones I can remember. But I've been to all those games. It's for me personally, it's really something like really, really special. But as people in general, maybe they weren't as big Eds fans growing up. But once you get in that family, like everyone's so involved in it, it becomes personal to everyone. And then obviously with the schools being like 10, not even 10 minutes apart,
Mm-hmm.
everyone knows each other. Like all the guys know all the guys at Ignatius, all the guys from Ignatius know the guys at Eds. So it's really it becomes personal from both a player perspective and a school perspective. So it's really something special, but obviously it's still all in good nature.
All right, now I'm going to back up a bit. We were talking about going to Northwestern and the recruiting process with you because like we've made it a tradition on this show because our producer Eli is an alumni. So I'm going to ask you, like I ask everybody else, at any point during the recruiting process, did you have any conversation at all with Bowling Green?
I did. They were actually my first offer that I got because my brother he went there
Mm.
and he transferred to Akron actually um because of coaching changes.
Mm.
But they were my first offer, and when my brother was there, I was definitely they were consider it heavy for me because of that family aspect.
Right.
So they were, yeah, it was pretty cool to get off because like the way that they did it, it was just crazy and surreal to me because it was at a camp and I did really good at the camp.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought me, my brother, and my family into the head coach's office, and me and my brother like hugged and everything. So it was really, really cool. So they were definitely in the conversation for me when my brother was there.
Now, usually we would give Bowling Green some whatever, but it seems like they made a push. So Bowling Green, I'm gonna salute you because you made a push and it just didn't happen. You can't win them all. Well, you can't win them all. Can't win them
I
all.
mean, Bowling Green, Northwestern. Come on now.
So
come on now.
Hey, listen. So listen, Micheal. So now, besides football, Big Ten, Power Five, all that good stuff. Northwestern is also a great academic institution as well. So, do you already have a major picked out? And if so, did that factor into you going to Northwestern?
No, I don't really have a major like solidly picked out. Okay. I'm looking into some of the majors. One is called Learning and Organizational Change that the players all seem a lot of them gravitate to in the business field. So that's definitely like probably at the top of my list right now. But at Northwestern, they you don't have to declare a major until after your first 2 years.
Okay.
So, it's really just going to be like a feel out like what I want to do. But the academics portion of Northwestern being such a high prestige university, that definitely did factor into my recruitment heavy.
So how you keep a track, and again, it's something we usually ask everybody that comes on here. How do you keep a track of your academics and your football? Because there's got to be a balance between the two, where you can try to excel in both and still have some time for Micheal. So how do you balance football and academics?
For me, it's all about time management. At school, I kind of just like try and get all my work done like as much as I can possible. So like I'm taking study halls and stuff. So like during those study halls, I can try and get as much work done as I can. And the workload like in high school isn't like too bad. Mm-hmm. So as long as I don't have like this huge project or whatever, I usually have a fair amount of time if I don't procrastinate too much.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've never procrastinated before in my life.
Never.
Never. All right. So what was when it comes game day, what's on the playlist, man? What you rocking? What you listening to?
Honestly, my favorite's Micheal. I have a lot of things on my playlist, but when Dreams and Nightmares comes on, I can't I just get going and just can't keep envisioning those moments. So it's really just really kind of cool when that song comes on right before the game.
Okay, Philly stand up, Micheal. All right. So without saying St. Ignatius, what's the game you're most looking forward to this season?
Obviously, I would say state championship because like that's the goal. But just that I know on the schedule, I'd say Cherry Creek from Colorado, 3-time defense state champ. That's going to be a pretty cool one. Either that or Moeller, I'd say, because Moeller the only team that beat us last year, so it's going to be fun to see how we stack up against them this year.
It's two pretty good choices. Two pretty good choices, man. Listen, Micheal, man, thank you so much, and really thank you to you and really to the whole Eds family, man. You guys have been nothing but supportive of us, and this journey for us, man. And we appreciate you making the time because I know you're busy. So we appreciate you making the time to come join us, man. And we'll definitely get out to an Eds game, man, and check you out. And we hope to talk to you down the road.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, thank you for everything. So yeah.
No problem, man. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one, okay?
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Got it.